You don't know what strings are? Doesn't matter. After this video, you are a specialist in working with strings. Hello and welcome back to this Python series. In last video, you wrote your first program and learned something about numbers. This video, it's all about strings. So what are strings? If we look here, for example, we have a character. This is a character. If we want to print a character, we need those quotation marks to print it. So let's have a look at the A. It's a character and we print it with the quotation marks. And the cool thing is, it doesn't matter how many characters we put in there. If we, for example, just write this, it's okay. We can store as many letters in there as we want. That's why I have prepared a comment in the beginning. If we copy the comment and just put it in the quotation marks, then it will be a very long text. And if we enter it, it doesn't matter. It's a string, and a string is like everything in the quotation marks is stored into a string. And we can access every single character of it. For example, if you want to see what's in the string, let's get rid of this and take again a short word to see what is happening. If we want to now only see a substring of it, for example, we want to go to the third character. You must know Python is working like most of the other programming languages. It counts with 0. Computers always start counting by 0. So if we want to access the third character in this word, we need to add, we need to count like this: 0, 1, 2. So we want to go to the I, so we need to enter the 2 in this brackets. Yes, like this. So if you want to access a single character in a string, you can enter it with this brackets and just enter the value, so the index in general of this character at the word. So if you want to access more than a single character, for example 2, this, and give in a range. Like this is the range from 2 to 4, and we start with the 2 and go to the 4. But in Python it's normal that a higher border isn't taken in consideration. So it stops with the 4, but we don't take the 4 with it. So we just take the 2, the 3, and stop at the 4. So the 4 isn't added. So if we put in 2 to 4, we start with A is 0, L is 1, I is 2, and the G is the third number, the third character in this string. So it will just give us the IG back. Yeah, like this. So you saw me making single quotation marks around the string, but the cool thing is double quotation marks will also work like this. The thing is, if you want, for example, put a single quotation mark in there with this, it works if you have the double quotation mark at the end and the beginning. But if we have the single quotation mark, oops, what's this? So if you have the single quotations mark around here, this will give us an error. Because if we have single quotation marks and in the string there's not a single quotation mark, the string acts like it ends at the T, and then some other code is here, and then at the end another string will start. But if you do it as before with the double quotation marks, it's all fine. Yeah. So another one is, last video you saw how we added 1 plus 2 and printed it out. But now what is with strings? Can we calculate with strings? And the thing is, not in general, but yes we can. If we have, for example, the string I am, then we add another string, 22 years old. It simply is this. The thing you need to mention is the 22 in this case is in a string, so Python doesn't see it as a number. So if we make addition between a number and a string, this will fail. For example, if we put the 22 in here and just get rid of it here and print it out, then you get an error, because this are two different data types, as I mentioned in the last video. It doesn't matter if it's a decimal or an integer. Numbers can be, you can calculate numbers, it doesn't matter which data type. But if it's a string and a number, you need either to cast the string to a number, what is mostly not possible. For example, if you cast 22 to an integer, it's possible, of course. But if you want to cast this to an integer, you will get an error, because an a can't be converted in an integer. But it's simply like this. If you want to convert it, either put the quotation marks here and it will work fine again, or another way is, it's a function from Python where you just put string around here. String is a function which will convert the thing in between the brackets to a string. So in this case, if you put a string around here, it just acts like if you put double quotation marks or single quotation marks around it. And another cool thing is, you can use functions within a string. For example, you have two strings and want to connect it with each other. You can do it with a plus symbol and concatenate each other, but you also can do it with a built-in function. For example, if you have later on a long text and in there you put some 3 or 4 variables and you don't want to put in those plus signs everywhere, you can just write hello I am, then I can put on this curly brackets over here and my string, and then put format over there and put in the string I want to give it in. So like this, and then it says hello, I'm Dominic. So you can think of this like the string in this format function will be given into the curly brackets. If you have now multiple curly brackets, that's why this function is cool. If you have a single one, then okay, rather you can use the plus symbols. But if I look at this and we want to just add this 22 again, you can do it like this. And you can add in the format function various strings, but only the same amount of strings you add in here, separated by a comma, of course, how many curly brackets you have in the sentence where you want to put it in. And it goes like this. You take the first string gets the curly brackets in here get replaced with the first string, and the quotation marks get replaced as well. So you have double quotation marks at the beginning and at the end, and the single quotation marks over my name gets away, and this curly brackets is, for example, to see it, will get replaced, and then the Python will put in my name in here. And in the other one it puts 22, and then this method is done for Python, and so it replaces these things. So these were some simpler topics with strings. Strings can be much complexer in the end. There are many more methods, there are many more things you can know about it, which you will learn later on in this series. But in the next video we want to show what are variables And if you have this understanding, we can dive deeper into strings and learn more about it. Thank you for your attention, and hopefully you tune back in soon again.